So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Migration Museum. I'm Emily Miller. I'm our Head of Learning and Partnerships here at the museum, and I am delighted to be your MC. So, thank you so much for making the effort to join us this evening. I really want to acknowledge that your efforts are in really high demand at the moment. I'm in awe. Totally in awe of anybody involved in working in and with schools just now. And over these last 18 months. I really believe it's a miracle that any of us is still standing, but particularly all of you. And I'd really like to invite everyone to applaud you and your efforts, and for you to applaud each other, please. Yeah, I follow a lot of the history community on Twitter, and I really know that you being here this evening is extra special given everything going on, so thank you. So, a few words about our museum. As some of you know, we're working to establish a national migration museum, exploring the long history of both immigration and emigration, and shining a light on how those processes have shaped us all as individuals, as families, as communities and nations. We are a museum of all our stories. Since 2013, we've worked in partnership with other organisations, sharing our exhibitions and our education programme. And since 2016, we've occupied our own homes, migrating from Shoreditch to Lambeth for 2.5 years, and now here in the heart of Lewisham Shopping Centre since early 2020. For now, we are a museum in a mall, and we love it. So please take the opportunity to explore the exhibitions this evening, as well as obviously catching up with each other. And do get in touch if you'd like to visit us with your students. We are really popular and really booked up, but we will find a way to squeeze you in because you're our priority. What's really exciting about this event this evening is having all of you here is that our journey towards having a permanent home, not necessarily always in a mall, we'll have to see, that journey is really growing in parallel with your efforts to increase teaching and learning about migration, so that students have the chance to learn history that I should have learned, we all should have learned at schools. And you're all part of that journey. I know that Shona and Shanti here on the front are already teaching the module. So it's pretty amazing that if you need to find out how it's going to go, you can come and speak to them in the networking session and hear from them. So really my hope is for this evening that it will encourage you and will show that there is a real community in this area that you can become part of. We would really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you individually, if we can, to share our education plans, but more importantly, to find out about how we can best serve you, what you most want from us and need from us as a museum. So if you're willing to have a follow-up call at a time that's convenient to you, please share your name and email on the list at the front desk with my colleague Sim, who you probably saw coming in, and then we can follow up with you just in terms of GDPR. That would be really great if you can step forward for that. Thank you. So finally, if you'd like to join the conversation on social media this evening, please follow us on Twitter. At Migration UK is our Twitter handle, and Instagram is at Migration Museum UK, and obviously Pearson History, I'm sure you're all following already, but they are tweeting as well. And then I know that they're following up with some video content after this evening. So now to our event this evening. We'll start with an introduction to Sharon Hague, Managing Director of Pearson Schools Qualifications, and then we'll have a panel discussion and Q&A followed by refreshments from the amazing My Grateful. If you haven't had a chance to get to know that charity yet, you've got an option this evening, and that already smells really good. And then we'll have a chance to explore the museum as well and our exhibitions, Departures and Room to Breathe. I'm going to introduce the panel before handing over to Sharon. So I'll say a bit about Sharon first, and then our four amazing panel members. So Sharon's Managing Director of Pearson School Qualifications, where she has worked for over 21 years. She's responsible for the development and delivery of qualifications and assessments together with providing primary and secondary schools with high quality teaching and learning resources in the UK and international markets. She's extensive experience of working closely with governments, schools and other partners to provide services that help children and young people to make progress in their lives. Sharon is an advocate for inclusivity, both in the workplace and within education. So our panellists, starting with here with Kwame, is lead educator at the Black Curriculum. Kwame is a passionate researcher and educator using decolonial approaches to education and community development. His specialties include race, identity, and their respective intersections with both education and transformative pedagogy. Is that how you pronounce that word, pedagogy?
I think so.
Yeah. It's not like I'm in, it's not the audience has any idea about that one, is it? Right, Aaron. Aaron is, here on the end, is the history consultant for the Harris Federation with our Harris friends here at the front. So Aaron is an experienced history teacher and school leader. He advises heads of department and senior leaders on history teaching and curriculum design across the Federation and contributes to the school's direct program as well. Thanks, Aaron. So we've got Samantha Slater, is subject leader of history at Chatham Grammar and has been teaching history across Kent since 2003. Samantha has focused on developing the history curriculum over the past 3 years to ensure that it's more diverse, more inclusive, and more representative. Over the past 12 months, Samantha's been working alongside Dr. Robin Whitburn, who I believe is with us this evening, and Abdul Mohammed on the Hodder textbook for Migrants in Britain, circa 800 to present day for Edexcel. And finally, last but never least, Martin Spafford is a retired history teacher and helped design, develop and write textbooks and resources for the OCR GCSE unit on migration. He was on the advisory board for the current Migration Museum Departures, which we thank him for, and for that exhibition, and for the Our Migration Story website that I'm sure many of you have used, which was created by the Runnymede Trust. He's an honorary fellow of the school's history project and the Historical Association. He's currently an active volunteer with the human rights education charity Journey to Justice, and also helps us out on our education committee at the Migration Museum. I think you'll all agree with that all in mind that we're in for a great evening. Right now I'm going to hand over to Sharon to kick us off. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Emily. And I have to say, I'm absolutely delighted to be here this evening at the Migration Museum and welcome you to the launch of our new Pearson Edexcel GCSE history topic, Migrants in Britain and Notting Hill. Now, it's really lovely to be here in person. I have to say, as a former geography teacher, I am somewhat nervous about talking to a room full of history teachers and history experts about history. So I have been assured that you are an absolutely lovely crowd and you will be really kind to me. And I have produced a child who is applying to do history at university. So hopefully you'll kind of let me off for my somewhat kind of less illustrious background. But I'd like to thank firstly Emily for hosting us here this evening, and it's an absolutely fitting venue and a venue dedicated to such an important topic. And I know that Emily won't mind me encouraging you all to do seek her and her team out. I know this could be a absolutely fantastic space and they run an amazing programme of educational events here. So please do feel free to speak to Emily. But what struck me as I looked around the museum earlier is, as a geographer, the study of migration is really about studying people and their stories. And as someone whose family is really rooted in the East End of London, my grandparents and my parents are from the East End. I have not strayed very far from there. I have grown up hearing the stories from my family of the evolving and changing nature of the communities and neighbours that have been in our local area. I've heard the changing languages over time that have been spoken around me, as well as seen the physical changes to kind of shops and buildings and community services. And I think Martin has captured it really wonderfully in the programme by saying migration is the history of all of us, and it's essential understanding for the British story and for each of us to see our place in it. And that quote certainly resonates with me. And that's why, as the most popular GCSE history exam board, we felt it was so important to create a new topic focusing on migration in Britain. And we should not forget that for many young people in your classroom studying GCSE history, that perhaps is the highest level, the most detail they will understand any of these issues, perhaps the greatest exposure they'll have to understanding the community of Britain and the communities around them during their lives. And I think this topic gives such a fantastic opportunity to share with them the stories of people like Harold Moody and Claudia Jones, because they really need to be told, and we need young people to understand them. The introduction of this topic is part of Pearson Edexcel's wider commitment to building a more representative and inclusive history curriculum at all ages and stages. That's right the way from 4 through to 18. And our belief is that a history curriculum should really represent the students that it serves and help them fully understand Britain and the communities around them. But of course, we haven't embarked on this alone. We've worked closely with teachers, students, and many partners to make sure that we get this right. And I'd like to say a particular thank you to our partners, the Runnymede Trust, the Royal Historical Society, the Historical Association, and the Black Curriculum, and of course the Migration Museum, and the many, many teachers, some of you who are here this evening, who have taken the time to comment and share your ideas and expertise. I'd also like to thank our GCSE history examiners for creating this option with so much care and thought. We look forward to continuing to work with all of you, with all of our partners, to drive further change in this area. Now, as I know from my years as a teacher, and you will know, supporting you with the best resources to help you teach a brand new topic is incredibly important. And I'm really delighted that this new topic is supported by a wide range of free and paid for resources, including textbooks from all the major publishers, so Pearson, Hodder Education and Oxford University Press. I believe the author of the Pearson textbook is here this evening, or do you? Hands up. Yeah, okay. Don't be shy. As well as Sam Jones. Sam, thank you for joining us this evening, who worked on the free support. Now, the reason I had my very stylish Pearson bag, which you all have inside, you'll find a copy of Joshua's textbook, as well as more details on all of the support and resources that are available to help you and your departments as you begin to teach this topic. Our subject advisor, Mark Batty, who is going to wave, is also here, who is absolutely brilliant and my go-to person if I ever have a history question. So he's here and will be able to answer any questions that you might have about resources, support or the specification, as well as our history team at Pearson, who are also going to give you a wave. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so any questions you have, our team are here to answer your questions. And of course, we have the amazing panel of experts in this area. So it just leaves me to wish you a lovely evening. I do hope you will stay and enjoy the museum and enjoy the light supper and refreshments that are being made available later on this evening.